Hey there, Storm Chasers. Storm here with VGS Gaming. Yeah, so I hit a bit of a milestone recently. I just hit about 800 overall views in the last 2 months on my YouTube channel, and to that I thank you guys for it. It really meant a lot to me. So as a bit of a thank you, I noticed some people have been paying attention to my WoW videos, I guess. I've only had a couple up so far, but I thought I'd do a more of a guide, but from a perspective of somebody on how they like to play. So this is how I like to play certain classes, spec combos. This is my monk here. I play Brewmaster, nothing else. I love Brewmaster tanking a lot, and I've seen the ins and outs on how they only work on their mitigation. You know, they use crit for elusive brew, haste for faster attacks, and energy regen, and mastery for the stagger. I personally like the crit heavy build because of elusive brew. A lot of people are saying you should go mastery, and well, eventually the stagger debuff gets a little overwhelming. It has its advantages, but it gets overwhelming over time. But the crit heavy build has been working out quite a lot for me, and I love it. I've had no problems. Basically, with my gym setup, you know, for expertise, you know, for gymming my red gym slots, I go for expertise and crit. If I have to, I need to use some solid expertise. This is basically going around Ask Mr. Robot. I'll give you a link to that in the description below. But most of everything else, like yellow slots, no exception. Put crit. I put crit in there. I'm not telling you how to play. I'm telling you how I play. And you can try my build out, or you can do something else. I'll give you a link to Icy Veins as well. They'll tell you what their suggested streamline build is. But I go for heavy crit, expertise crit, solid expertise if need be, and solid crit in the yellow slots. There's really no exception for that. Just solid crit in the yellow gem slots or sockets. But anyway, basically that's how I go by. I love the stacking elusive brew charges, and here I can easily monitor all my charges right here with Tell Me When. This is an add-on that I use. I'll give you a link to that in the description below. And I also use ClassTimers to track buffs and debuffs. I'll give you a link to that as well. And it's some quite amazing stuff. But anyway, I'll give you an idea on what I do here. Also, I'll give you a link to my armory, or my page on worldofwarcraft.com or whatever, to show you my layout if you want, and just give you an idea on how I'm built. And now I'll show you myself in action here. Now, so when it comes to gear, I definitely go by what would be best in slot, like this, for example. Also, my glyphs, I'll show you those in a moment. But this gives you an idea. See, look, I'm already getting 9 charges because of all the crit that I have. I can go ahead and just pop it, get my mitigation going, my elusive brew. It's pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. I love the crit build. Yeah, check that out. And, you know, basically, if you're just starting out as a monk, I'll tell you some things you do need to know. Keep your Dizzying Haze on your targets, whether they can be affected by it or not. You know, Keg Smash, Dizzying Haze. Of course, Keg Smash being a heavy offensive cooldown does a lot of damage. You always want to use that. Keep your Chi up. Try not to get Chi capped all the time. And, you know, once you get to about 8 to 10 charges of your elusive brew, you want to go ahead and use it. And then once you get going with your chi, you have enough chi to put up your guard. Make sure you hit Tiger Palm first, because you get Power Guard. That makes your guard absorb more damage. And see, there you go. I got a lot more charges going on there. Can pop elusive brew again. And see, thanks to my guard and my glyph of guard to absorb more magical damage. Barely took any damage from that blazing cleave there. Yeah, see, check it out. Barely anything. The legendary metagem definitely helps too. And see, there you go. just like that. Basically, talents. I do go by a little bit about what Icy Veins goes by. Some little bit what I like, but this is mostly good. This is mostly good all across the board as a Brewmaster. Glyphs, Glyph of Guard is really good. You get an extra 10% damage absorption, but it only absorbs magic once you put that in. But that's where your other things come in. See, this will work with my heavy crit build, because with heavy crit I can just focus on my elusive brew more. Simple as that. And, got my Glyph of Fortifying Brew here, which is good. It increases the damage reduction taken by 5%, but it doesn't increase your health as much, which is really not that big a deal. That's a go-to glyph. But as for rotation and everything, that if you pay attention to anything in this video, pay attention to the rotation. Basically, you want to start getting your chi up with your jab, and then you want to put up your guard. Make sure you use Tiger Palm first, because that is going to give you your power guard buff. And you don't need to use Tiger Palm all the time. You want to use it at least long enough to get the Tiger Power buff up here, which ignores 30% of your enemy's armor. But if you have to, you can. Tiger Palm doesn't cost any chi whatsoever as a Brewmaster tank, so that's a passive deal. That's a passive benefit. So if you have to, you can use that as a... It's hard for me to do this while I'm commentating, but you can definitely use it as a filler if you have to, if you have some downtime on other spells. But I'm basically going in heavy crit because elusive brew again, which is really good. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to follow me on this at all on my build. This is just something to suggest if you don't want to do mastery or anything like that. I just really love the crit heavy build, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. So I hope you found this a bit informative. I'll give you the links to the add-ons that I'm using, and my armory page. And again, if you really want a more definitive guide, you can go to Icy Veins. I'll give you a link to the description. I'll give you a link in the description for those following places. And I really hope you've enjoyed this little video here. Again, I appreciate you helping me get as far as I am right now. Again, it may not seem like a whole lot, but 800 plus channel views right now within 2 months is a big deal to me, and I'm proud to say that. I'm really proud of you guys, and I hope you, again, will continue to support me. If you really like this guide at all, please leave a like. That helps a lot. Click that like button like crazy. Click that like button as fast as I throw my punches. It's like pow, like pow, like pow, pow, like pow, 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 pow. You get the idea. And please leave a comment. That helps more than anything. I need feedback. I need more feedback on how to better myself. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, please. It's all open. Please leave me some suggestions. That's all I ask. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So until next time, Storm Chasers. Bye.